walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck. If you have ever gone to the beach in the summertime and there's ducks in the water and you begin to run toward the water, what do the ducks do? They fly away. You can say it out loud, Andy. They fly away, right? When faced with a challenge, a duck will quack. A duck will leave the scene. I want to talk with you a minute about the Donald. The Donald. That's what he was known before he became our president. I assure you, this is not a political speech. But on the day where we celebrate Donald Duck, I thought it was opportune to talk a little bit about the Donald of leadership. The Donald. He was obviously a successful businessman. You can define success any way you want to, but he made a lot of money, and he's done a lot of good for a lot of cities. He's employed a lot of people. He didn't have any reason to become the president for more success. He didn't have any reason to become the president because he wanted more power. He certainly had enough power. And he definitely didn't become the president because he wanted to make more money. In fact, I've heard that he's not taking any salary at all as the President of the United States. There are reasons to love Donald, and there are reasons to hate Donald, and everyone has their opinion. But what I want to focus on today is not whether or not you agree with him, like him or not. Let's discover his intent of becoming a leader. I've already mentioned some reasons that we know he wasn't looking to become a leader, but I feel some reasons that he was looking to become a leader is because he has a love for our country. And something inside of him said, I have a skill that I can make this country better. And he decided that he would become President of the United States so that he could use his influence to create a better opportunity for most of us. Like it or not, that's the situation we're in. Now, I too have been a leader. I won't say I've been a successful business person, but I do have my own business. And years ago, as I was starting that business, I was told by someone I admired greatly to join Toastmasters. And I did. I walked into that first meeting. I don't know if Kevin was there, but he was a part of the club at that point. And there were like 4 or 5 members that were there that night. It was a very small group. It didn't matter to me because I was told to join Toastmasters, and gosh darn it, I was going to do it. And I don't regret a minute of it. I was a Toastmaster of that club, Toastmasters of Sammamish, for about a month when I was asked if I would be the vice president membership. Now, the leader of that club, the president at the time, his name was Marco de Jager. He now lives in the Netherlands. But he was a great inspiration and mentor to me because he came to me and he said, Jackie, I know you've just started your own business. How would you like to be the club's vice president membership and attend our Chamber of Commerce meetings here in Sammamish? You can talk about your business as well. It will be a great opportunity to not only market our club, but to do some good for your own business. What a wonderful leader that knew my needs and that offered me an opportunity at that opportune time to not only develop my skills as a leader in Toastmasters, but as a leader in business. And I appreciate that very much. I took the opportunity. By the end of that first term as the vice president membership, I was asked to be the president of the club. I was only a member for 6 months. The great thing about that is that I continue to go to the Chamber of Commerce meetings. And the people of Sammamish knew me as the Toastmaster lady. They didn't know me as Jackie Bailey from Emerald City Consulting. I was the Toastmaster lady. And I was okay with that because I was putting a good foot forward and a good face out to the public about what Toastmasters was. I was having an influence. I wasn't a duck running and fleeing and flying away at that first opportunity where something might frighten me. I decided to dig in and go for it. It was a year as a president when someone approached me and said, would you be an area governor? It was actually not just someone, it was the current district governor, Jim Sultan, asked me if I would be an area governor for him as he was coming in. I knew this was pretty big. And at that time, my business was a little bit, it was just starting to ramp up a little bit, and my husband was very successful in his architectural firm. He had the largest architectural firm on the east side, by the way, for 15 years. He had 3 other partners and 30 employees. It was a wonderful firm, doing great things. And I said, yeah, I knew it was going to be a big deal, and I knew it would take time for my business, but I did it anyway because I wanted the opportunity to grow and learn as much as I could. It was giving a lot to me, and it was time to give back. After a year of that, Eric Vaughn, who was going to be the district governor that next year, came to me and said, would you be the lieutenant governor of marketing? That was the third level in that trio of district leaders, and I knew it was a commitment to continue on to become the district governor. That was huge. And at that point, it was 2009, end of 2009, and things were not going well with our economy. My husband's firm had gone from down to 2 partners and about 12 employees, and I was struggling still trying to make my business work. To make a long story short, during that year as Lieutenant Governor Marketing, we lost our home. I remember clearly one morning, still in that home, not being able to make a mortgage payment for several months because my husband wasn't taking a salary. He wanted to be able to pay his employees more than us, and that led to hard times. But I remember many nights when I wasn't sleeping because my responsibility at that time was to create new clubs for the district. And I was to make sure that all of the current clubs were healthy, surviving, and had all the resources and tools they needed to be successful. There were many nights I didn't sleep, and on this one particular morning, I had to be at a corporation to start a new club at 10 that morning. And I hadn't slept most of the night thinking about other things, finances and Toastmasters alike. And I was up at 4 a.m. working on my computer. And I saw down the hallway of our home some lights outside, flashing lights. And I thought, oh no, one of our neighbors has called an ambulance. I hope everyone's okay. And as I ran to the door to look out, it wasn't an ambulance. It was a tow truck taking my car. Luckily, he allowed me to take some of my possessions out before he took it away. The one thing I didn't remember to get was my license plate cover that said Toastmasters International. I let that go. I had to borrow a car so that I could get to my Toastmaster meeting that morning after crying for 2 solid hours. I will tell you, I don't know all the reasons that Donald does what he does. But I can tell you what it's like to be someone put in a position where you are liked or disliked, and where you have responsibilities to do things that people expect you to do when you feel inadequate to do it. Logically, I shouldn't have been part of Toastmasters at that time. I should have been making money in my business and putting every effort to do that. But you know, not only were we suffering financially at that moment, we were losing our faith. I didn't feel worthy to do anything except Toastmasters. Toastmasters gave me value. There were people that needed me, and I had skills I could offer. My intent as a leader was never to make things better for everybody else. It was to help me grow. It was to help me be better. There was no other experience I could have in this life to lead a large corporation like I have done with Toastmasters. That year as a district governor, when I was responsible for 3,500 members and had to lead 100 team members to reach their successful milestones, that was the greatest leadership opportunity I will probably ever have. And it was all volunteer. I never earned a penny. No one around me was earning money in Toastmasters. My message to you today, my dear brothers and sisters in Toastmasters, take any opportune time provided to you to be a leader. That duck who flies away when fear is in front of them, what influence do they have over you but leaving crap in the water and crap on the beach where you walk? There is no lasting influence there. But even someone like the Donald, who you may not agree with, is leaving a lasting impression on the history of our country. Whether you like it or not, there is an influence there that affects our lives every day. That is what a leader should be. Your influence can affect lives. And all you have to do is be willing to sacrifice some time, some of your own skills, maybe even some time with your family or friends, maybe even some money here and there, to grow as a leader in an organization that appreciates you and will be rewarding. My message is to be the Donald and not the duck. Mr. Toastmaster.